Hello, welcome to Friday Night Cast. We're a bunch of us nerdy professionals play not D&D.
You sound just as prepared this week as you were last week.
I wasn't gonna let Kayla get me this time, so yes. But yes, welcome to Friday Night Cast. If this is your first time here, we're so glad to have you joining us, checking us out. If you're returning, welcome back, and it's nice to see you again. We play different games here on Friday nights with the purpose to demonstrate the therapeutic and spiritual applications of role-playing games for professionals to utilize with their own clients, and also to highlight how practice among professional builds experience and education. We like to talk about the games a bit, our characters, and do debriefs as well. And we tend to focus on some of the indie games, although we are actually planning a D&D session. So if D&D is your thing, we will be getting to that. Don't worry. We're gonna
Not for a while though.
Next year, it'll come much quicker than anybody realizes.
But because I have not started planning it yet.
I'm still in denial that it's 2022 and we're like past a third of the way through.
We've got time, but it'll be next year before we know it, and it'll be an all-bar D&D party. But let's not talk about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's for future us to worry about.
So we've got a few games planned in between there as well. So we're excited to play and share these games here with you. Tonight we'll be playing a little bit of a game that we've been playing for a little bit here, and I'm going to say a little bit one more time to make it a little more awkward.
A little bit. Come on down a little bit. You're the tiny mouth and giant head, normal size hands. It's regular food, just smaller. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's copyright.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a TikTok?
Oh, really? I'm making a Rick and Morty reference.
Oh, okay.
One of the stupid
No.
commercials.
I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not so much of a fan that I know absolutely every quote.
Scott, you said something went over everyone's head.
My esoteric reigns supreme.
Well, Rick and Morty is the thing. I'm just surprised that none of us besides you are into Rick and Morty here. I don't remember what I was saying. We're gonna play some Wanderhome.
Little bit. You were gonna say a little bit again.
No.
Just a little bit.
It just takes some time, little bit in the middle
Just
of
a
a.
Well, I was thinking about 50 Cent, but that song works too.
Me too. I was thinking about 50 Cent as well.
Hey, random.
It's like I had the rap song in my
me
head,
too.
but I didn't.
Me too. I was like picturing the music video and everything.
Little
All
bit
right.
of this,
Well, let's,
a little bit of that.
Let's kick it over to Scott for some announcements because I've pretty much butchered this opening now. When I thought
It's
I had
okay.
it perfectly
They're
under
cold
control.
open, so
Live from New York, it's announcements. So some upcoming cast programming on May 1st. So just 2 short days from now. This Sunday will be Gaze of Our Lives playing Exodus, and they will be debriefing. So Exodus, if you're not familiar, is a belonging outside belonging game by Fading Roots and inspired by Ezra Furman's album Transangelic Exodus. It's a story of angels on the road, making community as they go and trying to find somewhere better. It's a game rooted in a time, an autobiography, and a plan and a dream, and a fear all in one. And somehow that sentence manages to include the what's it called comma right before the last and
Oxford.
the Oxford comma, which
It is so important to include an Oxford comma.
Oxford comma is important.
Mhm,
You don't use an Oxford comma, you're just wrong.
exactly.
Also coming up in June 10th to the 12th is TAGS, Therapeutic and Applied Geek and Gaming Summit. I believe these are the last 2 days, today and tomorrow, to get your tickets on the cheap. Also to submit panel ideas. So
Today is the last day for panel ideas.
today's the last day for panel ideas. Tomorrow's the last day for the early bird price. After that, you pay full price,
Which is only $20 more. It's still a steal.
And you can get CEUs for it. So
Mm-hmm.
or CEs. Some people say CEs.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on your profession, not everything.
Well, so there will be 3 different kinds of CEUs available.
Oh,
One of them will be play
Yeah.
therapy.
One of them is play therapy, and then the other 2 are counseling, like the NBCC or something, and then one other one that are
Okay.
both counseling CEUs.
I just got my license, so I don't need any CEUs yet. I'm just going for
Always need
funsies.
CEUs.
You always need them because otherwise you got to get them right at the end, and then you're going to be Scott. You got to get on top of it. You do.
I'm also sitting for my clinical in a month. Not in a month. This year. In a
Okay,
minute.
so do that.
So I'll have that before I need to. Anyways.
I don't
All
know
right,
what
so-
CEUs.
So starting in May, Cast Gamers will be raising funds for geek therapy via Tiltify.
Correct?
Okay, I'm saying it right. That word looks dangerous in my script. Even every stream in May through June, we'll have a fun ticker to raise funds. So our starting goal is $500. If you donate $100 during any stream, you get to decide what happens next in a scene.
And
So
I've actually just been passed a note here that says if you donate $100 and you decide what happens next, it should be something bad for me.
and for some context, if you'd like to go
Where'd that come
back
from?
in time, you can view some different ideas of ways to mess with Dustin, courtesy of what was that? What was
were
the
playing
recording?
Chew.
We were playing
Chew,
Chew
yeah.
for save against fear.
Oh, that was so much fun. That was so much fun.
Check out
So-
the video on our YouTube if you like.
Yeah.
Hit that like button while you're there.
And in case you're curious, it was Tennille consistently messing with Dustin.
Yes,
You saved up
I
for allowance.
confess and I admit it, and I have no shame.
I support the decisions you made.
His character had so much bad luck; it was hilarious.
If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Yeah. So those are our announcements for the moment.
Yeah, very
Also,
exciting.
Worldcon is coming up. This is slightly unrelated, and a number of us will be congregating here in Chicago. I say here because I'm in Chicago, but a number of us from Cast will be congregating in Chicago. If you're in the Chicagoland area and watch us and want to join us,
And cosplay our characters, obviously.
I'm not cosplaying. For cosplaying,
I don't know.
Oh,
I
no,
thought maybe we could submit a ensemble masquerade outfit.
can I be the horse's butt?
I don't know. I put Cast Gamers on my name tag though on the subtitle.
Nice.
So, you know,
I kinda like that.
that's how you'll be able to find me.
Yeah. So, anyways, Worldcon is the science fiction and fantasy literature convention, and this year it is in Chicago, and next year I believe it's going to be in Chengdu, China.
Also, that's where the Hugo Awards happen.
Mm-hmm. I'll be voting for myself again this year.
Excellent choice.
So tonight we're going to be playing Wanderhome again, as Dustin mentioned. And if you're not familiar, Wanderhome is a pastoral fantasy role-playing game about traveling animal folk, the world they inhabit, and the way the seasons change. It's a game filled with grassy fields and mossy shrines, herds of chubby bumblebees, opossums in sundresses, salamanders with suspenders, starry night skies, and the most beautiful sunsets you have ever seen. Game is designed by Jay Dragon at Possum Creek Games. And we'll drop the website there for you. Also, extra points if you know the difference between a possum and an opossum.
I do.
I don't.
When I look at them, I do.
I wasn't even
But-
aware that they were two different things.
Most people aren't.
I caught one
So-
in a Have a Heart trap once.
Nice.
It was not happy.
No.
I thought it was dead.
I
But
had
it
a
was a
client who had
possum.
a pet one.
Was it playing possum or was it playing a possum?
Not sure. I'm not sure.
All
Oh,
right.
so that's the difference, right? You play possum to act like you're dead, but you play a possum to just be a possum.
So last session, I was not able to join. I think Kayla also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was Dustin, Tennille, Lara, and Menachem, and they were working on the next setting that we're going to be going to in the game. So you get to see a little bit of the back end creation that occurs in Wanderhome. Also, just as much part of the game as the play itself. So we chose this season of Breathe in the month of Gatling, where there are clear, starry skies, the smell you imagine home to be like, and cold, cold nights. And we defined Pella's wish. Pella's wish is carved into a mountain slope, a sacred path adorned with gems and colorful flags lead to an observatory tower. Once desired for the mining of gemstones, the slope is now abandoned. The precious, glittering gemstones are instead shared freely as colorful decoration. Pella's wish was home to the palace of the floating mountain, and now is a crumbling ruin where lightning dancers have taken over the bones of a fallen dynasty. Leadership of the dancers is communal and inclusive. Fireballs are used to hoist participants up. As one ascends, they can see a treacherous path switch back up the mountain that some choose to explore. A lonely single purple flower adorned with white stamen and no leaves grows in patches across the mountain's rugged terrain. An unwritten rule forbids anyone to pluck the sacred plant because it destroys the delicate annual. The observatory tower is so tall that it seems to scrape the sky. This tower rests a telescope where one can gaze upon the stars. This is the only observatory in Haeth. Nestled below the observatory is a village carved into the mountain. The community of Pella's Wish includes mountain goats, snowy owls, alpacas, and yaks. So just a reminder, throughout the game, we do have safety tools. These are the safety tools that are designed into Wanderhome. They include, let's do this instead. Do we want to? Where to next? What do you think? Hold on. And no. And now our opening meditation and quote from Dustin.
Thank you, Scott. Yes. So a brief quote here I wanted to share, and then we'll get into our play for this evening. So this quote comes from Cahill Gibran. It says, "When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense." So just think about that for a moment. And then we'll move into our opening questions, as we do every week before we start one of our games. And without Menachem here this week, I'm going to kind of take over some of this. So I'm just going to go with our standard question to start with. And what thoughts, questions, or concerns do you have about today's game?
Dustin, why don't you start us off like usual?
You just did.
Go, Scott.
I know it feels like it's been quite a while since I've played.
It's been a while.
So I feel a little disconnected from my character right now. So I guess my concern is, am I going to be able to settle into Sorrel and explore the game as him today, or am I just going to be me playing the game? And since Pikachu is not here, I choose Kayla.
Right. I don't have any concerns. I just am hoping to have an enjoyable session tonight. Neil.
I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a Friday night stream without Menachem. And so yeah, that's gonna be different. That's gonna be different for sure. Especially since in the last a couple of streams, he played like many of the NPCs.
Yeah.
In one stream he was at like 4.
I think
NPCs.
5. I think 5. Well,
maybe it
4,
was
and then he
5.
brought Click back.
Right, that's right. So yeah, so that's definitely just gonna be a different dynamic, and I do hope that wherever he is, that he is taking good care of himself, because that's important. Health's important.
He's
Yeah.
in bed.
Okay, good.
Sleeping.
Sleep.
Well.
Sleep. Yes, sleep is super, super important. All right, and I will popcorn it to Laura.
I am the most low energy I've been on this stream. Medication's making me sleepy. I just hope that I can get Ollie to bring me awake to make it through the stream.
Feel the Ollie energy.
I feel like Menachem is like Menachem's asleep. I feel like I'm asleep right here. But it's good to have Scott and Kayla back, and I think it'll be fun to jump into some play. Dustin.
I'm gonna echo that. I'm excited to have Sorrel and Radcliffe, Scott and Kayla rejoining us here tonight. I had a lot of fun. It was the first time I got to help make the place a bit. I don't know why, I either kept missing when we were doing that before, or just didn't have the energy to mentally. So I'm excited about what we've built. And yeah, I feel like it's been a little while since we actually played Wanderhome, because we were off for a week and we didn't do it last week. So looking forward to getting back into it. And I don't really have a second question right now. I kind of just want to get into our game. I think I was trying to rack my brain if I can come up with something a little different or original for tonight's game, but I don't know what it holds yet. So let's just jump into it. So using the same order, we will do our character name ritual to bring us into the magic circle and start our play tonight. So Scott.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Scott. I am Kayla.
Oh,
And I'm
Okay. Why were you taking so long?
because I was trying to get into
Oh my
character.
god.
he's a method actor.
I have to start
This is
over.
taking too long. This is too long. You gotta go faster, Scott.
It's Sorrel. Sorrel doesn't do anything fast.
Well, do it now.
And I'm Sorrel.
Hi, Sorrel.
Hey,
Hi, Sorrel.
I am Kayla,
Hi,
Hey,
Hey,
Kayla.
Kayla.
and I am playing Radcliffe.
Hi,
Hey,
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tennille,
Hey, Tennille.
Hey, Tennille.
and I am playing Esme.
Hi,
Hi,
Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
Esme.
Good day.
And I'm Lara.
Hey,
Laura,
Laura.
hello.
And I am playing Ollie.
So Ollie.
Hello,
You
Ali.
again, you little rascallion. And I am Dustin.
Hi,
Hey,
Dustin.
Dustin.
Tonight I'll be playing Nopey.
Hello.
Hey, Nopey.
No, no B.
And with that, let's start tonight. So I guess we need to figure out where we're picking up exactly.
Wait, so
What was that?
we're in the month of Gatling.
Well,
We haven't we haven't left the forge yet, but we were thinking that when we leave, we will be jump to Gatling.
Ah.
Was there
We'll have to do the question.
was there anything else we were doing at the forge?
There were some people they were supposed to try to find.
Yes.
May have been a mirage.
Telling all y'all it's a sabotage.
I was just gonna have them not be there, so we don't have to
Mhm.
spend any more time at the forge. Don't feel like I need to play a scene out for that.
Okay. So yeah, the last thing we actually played was we came back from this adventure into a cave at an oasis kind of thing. Felt like all day we'd been there, and then we get back to town and no time had passed. So we can jump forward whenever too.
And the cave was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine Radcliffe was running around trying to find these people and has not found them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
okay. Yeah, I mean, we could. I'm thinking like that. We could maybe like pick it up that we then had our breakfast, right? Because I think we left it where we hadn't actually eaten yet. We were kind of gathering everybody together. You know, we have our breakfast, and maybe then, you know, find out that Radcliffe wasn't able to find what they were looking for. We kind of gather our things and get ready to travel again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we actually have a destination? Or I mean, would there be a clue or anything that would get us to Pella's wish?
I suppose the clue could be like we go to look for the couple that is supposed to know where Ollie's folks are. Right? Isn't that two people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're told that they've departed.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts as well.
They've departed for Pella's wish.
Or maybe like I'm almost thinking that like maybe it's just like, oh, they were last seen going that way.
Yeah, I'm also fine with that. I don't know if it has to necessarily be like, it could just be we could just stumble on the place. It could just be a place that we get to and as we're traveling. It doesn't have to be
a specific
I like that.
destination.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we're going in a direction because somebody went a direction. Yeah.
Like we don't have to have a reason to go there necessarily. It can just be a place as we're traveling through that we stop at.
I really like that. That has not been the case for the last couple places.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I do want to point out that I believe the couple who Radcliffe was talking with was Thelma and Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pretty sure that was their names.
Hopefully they don't fall off a cliff.
I don't know what kind of animals they were. I don't remember.
I think
Komodo dragons.
I don't think so.
Maybe they were wombats like the others. I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't even think we wrote them down.
No, you just said their names.
Time ago.
Hairless apes it is.
We can go with maybe they're probably otters.
That sounds that sounds believable.
Otters love being in the heat in the desert.
Oh yeah, right. All right. So, do we want to do a traveling scene, or do we just want to say we traveled for so many days and we come upon this is the first place we come upon?
The latter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does it work? So I think we decided that because of the oasis and like
The mirage, yeah.
the
Mhm.
mirage of the oasis, that time then jump. Like, when does the time kind of jump? Like, I'm wondering, as we travel, like, when do we realize that suddenly like the seasons have changed?
And that we skipped like a month or two.
Yeah, so what month, like, what is breathe basically? Like fall?
It's weird because
It does have some
it's like
aspects of
fall,
fall.
but it's also like the shortest month.
Yeah, it's true too. I think you thought like it reminded you of February.
So I mean, I think we could answer that question by asking the phenomenon question, because
Well,
if
we did.
if we ask the phenomenon question, we'll know that it's the month of Gatling because the moon dance holiday happens.
Well, we asked the question and waited for the two of you. So all four of us playing last week answered that we're not rooted.
Okay, great. So
we're not doing what now?
Sorrel, would you say that your character feels rooted? Or are you rooted?
No.
That's 5.
Radcliffe?
Radcliffe is also a no.
That's 6.
So that means we just go straight to the moon dance at the end of Gatling.
That's correct. So maybe
we already have lightning dancers.
Are they tiny?
Did you guys pick the traditions and stuff?
Yeah, if you all want different ones, you can do. But we picked traditions and stuff.
Where?
Yeah, it's on this sheet for season holiday. It's below breathe and Gatling.
Okay. Everyone stays up until the sunrise. Okay. Well, so I think maybe we know that time has passed because as we're traveling, maybe we see a bunch of like these moon dancing like community, like just random communities out in the desert and like out in these like large open spaces around these giant bonfires dancing. So we could play out a scene, I guess, like on our travels of us realizing that could be interesting, and then we could do the moon dance.
Mm-hmm.
So for the moon dance, I'd like to get to
Pella's wish, right?
Pella's wish for it, because one of the lore that we kind of set up around like this place was that it is almost like kind of a holy place for the moon dance, kind of in particular, that this is a place that's kind of sought by many people. So maybe one other thought that I'm just having, and feel free to suggest something else, or I don't want to take away from what anyone said, but like maybe we pass different dancers and people like dressed up that are traveling
and preparing
like,
for the holiday or whatever.
Yeah, and they're traveling the same direction that we are, and we stop and ask. Maybe that's a scene that we could play out.
I imagine it's something like, like we leave the forge and we're trekking across, right? And like we feel this like, because wasn't there like a cold wind in the season description.
Cold
before.
nights.
Cold night, right? And so like we're walking and we get to this like cold night, and it seems so atypical, and we see like bonfires in the distance. And then the next morning, as we're still traveling, like we're passing folks that are not wearing desert garb, right? But they're dressed for autumnal. And it's just like we're walking along and like noticing the sudden shift in dress, and then this cold night, like the next night's even colder, and we keep walking, and because it's a mirage, right? Like there's nothing to say that we crest the next dune and we see something completely unexpected.
Yeah. I'm fine with however we want to do it. That's fine with me.
Maybe we could play out a scene where we're traveling a little bit and then we see these people, like we maybe talk, or we realize that we like lost time kind of, as it's like, you know, we talk to people and they're heading to the moon dance at this tower at the observatory in Pella's Wish, and we're like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's too early for the moon dance, right?
Yeah, because we skip a whole month.
Yeah. I almost had this idea too, that like we set and we camp for the night, and Nope's got the like special tent and everything. Whether or not Esme sleeps inside the tent, or I haven't decided if they're I'm not sure if they're okay with that or not. Yeah. But maybe like we wake up the next morning and it's cold in the morning, right? And it's suddenly a drastic change from where we were. And that's like, you know, the mirage has passed now after like the night. And now it's different, right? And there's kind of a chill in the air. We see these different people traveling. Maybe we could pick up in the morning and play a scene here as kind of.
Why don't you set the scene? I think we just need to do a scene.
Sure. Yeah. So Nope always gets up early at the sunrise to play a song. And for me, I feel like I see Nope sitting at the sunrise with almost like a shiver as he's not properly dressed all of a sudden for the chill that's in the air in this. And after his little sunrise ritual that he does every day, he heads back to the tent to rummage through his things, looking for some warmer garb to put on. And I think it's warm inside the tent. If anybody's inside the tent still, it's comfortable in here.
I would probably be like inside the tent, waking up about then. I imagine Sorrel like looks up at you bleary-eyed. It's winter, and I don't know, what do bison hibernate? No, bison don't hibernate, right?
No,
Don't
I
think so.
They just soldier through.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he's old. And, like opens his giant eyes and my knees ache. It's too early in the year to be this sore. Come, Nope.
Yeah, there's been a lot of walking. I'm sure it's just the walking. It is a little cold this morning, though. I wasn't looking through like, oh, that should do. And I put my coat back on. You know, I have my red neckerchief bandana, and then I kind of have this blue like workwear type jacket that I wear that you're used to me seeing, but I have not worn for the while we were in the forge. Well, yeah. May wanna bundle up there a little bit, Sorrel. It got chilly.
Come help an old bison to his feet.
And he like grabs his stick. The one hand, he's kind of like trying to like push himself up.
Sure. No.
Hooks a massive arm around you.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh.
We should fetch water for Esme to make tea. That will help cut through this chill. Maybe she'll have something for the pain in my hips.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she can help with the pain in your hips. Yeah, let's go get that water. That's good. I love. Oh yeah, the tea's nice on a morning like this. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like when it's when it was like really hot, like it was, it just makes me sweat more, and then I need to go to the bathroom more too. It feels like, and it's just not fun.
Like a fox in a hen house.
Such a way with words, Sorrel. Oh yeah. Oh, you did okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we could. Oh, Dulcet says that he thinks there was a little brook back there. Not too far.
Brook in the desert. How odd.
Oh, we're not in the desert anymore.
No, I don't suppose we would be.
Oh, don't forget your jacket, Sorrel, before we go, and I'll head out the tent.
And Sorrel just like throws he's got this like oh god, I hate the term, but he has this like massive red Holocaust cloak, and he just kind of like throws it over his shoulders with one big swing and pulls the hood up and steps outside into the brisk morning.
So what's everyone else doing? Are people up yet?
Esme is taking care of Bugaboo, feeding Bugaboo food that we've had, and she's moving a blanket over over the giant ladybug, to try to support it and keep him warm, and kind of adjusting that.
I'm picturing Ollie usually is up kind of early, but is like, this is the tent, the special tent, and like Ollie's hanging off the cot, like her head off the cot, with half her body still in it, just like snoring away.
On your back, like, is it hanging off?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like that.
And the hat's still on, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Radcliffe?
Radcliffe is looking at the landscapes and trying to orient to where they are, because they know that they are not, that time has passed. Just trying to figure out where we are location wise.
We're not in Kansas anymore, that's for sure.
Certainly.
You think it's still dark enough that we see stars at this hour, or is it like later in the morning than that?
Well, so I like my little morning rituals at sunrise every day. So the sun's coming up, maybe is what I'm picturing anyway. There's maybe you can catch a little bit of something, but I imagine, it's kind of got
Yeah,
that painterly
I mean-
quality to the sky as you're starting to get the first light. Maybe there's a little frost on things too, and the sun's just coming up to start to warm things a bit.
Yeah, I think I like that. So how is Radcliffe like determining where we are?
Would say that Radcliffe is looking at the landscape. So, and just kind of also looking at whatever's left of the moon, which is rather giant. Trying to figure out like where it is positionally. So looking at whatever remaining stars are in the sky. Very much like he definitely much further away than I anticipated we would be. I mean, really, since it was a mirage, like it could be really it could be something that, right? So like a physical location probably is the same every time.
Like an island that moves
So-
through space and time?
Yeah, exactly. Thinking like Radcliffe is like scratching their head and kind of saying like the desert is supposed to be much further away than so many days journey. I don't know, how long have we been traveling? How many days?
Are you talking to Flicker or are you talking to Esme? Oh, you're
I'm
asking
like
out of
asking-
character.
I'm asking how many days. Yes, I'm asking how many days.
I think like one. Like it's been
Yeah.
like a
Say
night.
one or two, yeah.
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like this is our first night stay outside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then Radcliffe is super confused as to how we are basically in the mountains. Be much farther travel, much farther, take much longer. So they're like kind of confusingly looking at the surrounding landscape and horizon.
Would it even be like that feeling when like I know when I travel somewhere and it's dark when I get there, I wake up to a new place and I wake up in the morning, I'm like, whoa, this didn't look like this
Yeah,
last night.
yeah,
Or
I
if
know
you like
that
fall
feeling.
asleep in the car on a road
Yeah.
trip, and then you're like, where the heck are we?
Mhm.
Yeah. Basically. That is
Hey,
what
hey,
I'm doing.
Esme, I'm gonna go get. Sorrel and I are gonna get some water for you. Okay?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to some tea. It'd be nice. It's
Yes, I have just the brew for that.
Something for my arthritis.
Oh yes, absolutely. Lily's wart is just the trick. I'll get started on breakfast as you guys get the water.
you're the best, Esme. And I'm gonna just take off on a jaunt, and then like I'm gonna kind of run down a little bit towards the brook, and then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna run back up.
I've gotten like a
Sorrel.
quarter of the way there.
Yeah. Sorry, Sorrel. I forgot you don't you're moving a little slow today. Even slow for Sorrel.
Slower than usual, yeah.
It's these old knees of mine.
Well, I think it was the down that way. Do you want me to just go? Is if
No. I have the pail right here. And it's probably like a pail, like the size of your chest. I mean, I don't know. Little fox, big bison.
yeah? Oh,
How,
pale.
what's the size difference?
I was just gonna use my hands, but that probably wouldn't work. I didn't even think to bring a pail. Sorrel, you're so smart.
What would you do if I weren't here?
I figured out, but like I don't always plan these things out, I guess. So yeah, it's good to have somebody that thinks ahead like that sometimes, I guess.
You know, sometime you'll have to start.
Sure. And then I'm gonna run and like jump up on a rock and like look around because I can always jump up on top of things.
Nice.
So there's like a big rock. Like, where do we think we are right now? Like, what does it look like here? Would anyone like to take a moment and bask in the grandeur of your world and describe it to the table?
Sounds like you want to.
I'm doing a lot of the talking here. No, I wanna hear what other people think.
I'm not doing anything. I still don't need any tokens.
I spent all my tokens, so
Why
sure,
don't
I will
you spend some tokens. Ollie.
I do need to spend tokens, but
Kayla, I don't think you were there, but like I spent all of my tokens.
Excellent.
all 8 tokens.
I spent
Excellent.
8 tokens at once.
Ollie still has
A 10.
10. So you know.
I'm down to 1, so I could use another token. So I will take a moment to bask in the grandeur of the world and describe it to the table. So somebody said mountains. So I feel like we're kind of in this, we're not like high up in the mountains, but we're on this mountainous path all of a sudden, or going like we're at a higher altitude than we were, and a higher elevation. And so as Nopi it turns to Sorrel, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll start thinking ahead sometime. Probably not. He runs and just jumps up on this rock and he looks out, and not far down a little bit into this small valley, a bit, there is a brook that's going and leading to looks like a some sort of pond further down. You can see it further down into the distance, in a little bit lower space. And then all around, so, and there's a lot of greenery. The early morning light is catching the frost tipped blades of grass here. Most of the flowers have faded. Any trees in this area, the leaves are starting to turn. Just the first signs of gold and amber leaves. And there's mountains as far as you could see, kind of where we are is almost like rolling hills, and off in the distance, kind of in the direction up where we're heading, and then further out, beyond this small valley, you could just see these much higher peaks. Almost a bit, I wasn't now I'm all of a sudden looking at Tennille's background.
I was just about to say, it kind of looks like my background.
a bit like further off, right? From where we
Yeah.
are. So that's kind of what we see right now. And then Nopi will jump down from the little bit of the little bit of an elevation he's at in the rock, and he just kind of gets down on all fours and just sticks his face into the wet grass and kind of rolls his face in it a bit.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like
That's how he takes a bath.
It's like when a dog just like finds a thing in the ground that they smell and they just start rolling around in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a bit like that.
Too bad Puppy isn't here right now. You would totally be doing that with you.
Yep. So Radcliffe is watching that happen, kind of shaking their head, and continues to do like a bunch of calculations and like has this like navigational chart that they're looking. And I am going to spend a token and know how to get where you're trying to go, no matter how far away. That is a new skill that I have taken.
Nice.
Oh, aren't you handy, Radcliffe?
And Radcliffe is going to kind of say, all right, we have to go this way. They have journeyed off in this direction, and they're over here. We're gonna go this way, and is pointing like further up into the mountains.
We will have time for breakfast, though, right?
Then is like, Ollie, it's time to go. Radcliffe is refuses to be endlessly patient, and I think Radcliffe is also like, we've lost some serious time. We are definitely.
This is like the opposite. This is not going to make you more patient at all. You're like, what is wrong?
Like we've lost. There's something going on. It feels like it does not feel like what I don't even know what month we were in. What month were we in?
Devil Days?
Devil Days, yeah.
It most certainly doesn't feel like that anymore. It doesn't even feel like the month after that. Ollie, get up.
Esme says, if I may, Auntie Esme has a great way of waking others up. And
oh no.
She's been making breakfast, and actually this morning she's made pancakes with strawberries and like a little fruit salad. And so she brings a plate over into the tent and kind of brings it so that the smell of it kind of wafts.
Like you do with a dog. And we do that to Chowder all the time. And Ollie's gonna get up and just like breakfast, and
just
immediately starts eating the breakfast.
Radcliffe is packing their stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask, are you still like hanging off?
Oh, I bet. Like hanging off the bed, the plate came near and it's just like
upside down. It's like a Spider-Man kiss, but you're with food instead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you enjoy it, Ollie.
Your breakfast is always great. I better hurry up.
Yeah,
I think Radcliffe wants to go.
Yeah, I think but the good thing is that we do have our wagon, so we can eat some breakfast on the go if needed. And I'll be making tea, of course.
Ollie's already got all the food that was on the plate in her mouth. And
Oh.
like, I'm done.
So, let's go. I'm
ready. That was quick.
Is it bad that as an adult, that's still how I eat?
No.
I take big bites.
All right, that's acceptable.
You like big bites and you cannot lie?
Yeah, so Esme will start kind of like moving back to the wagon and arranging food and setting together the tea, just waiting. I assume by that point Sorrel has the water, maybe.
Sorrel's not moving so
He's
fast this morning.
plotting his way back, I think. He gets back by the time like the whole camp is packed up. And he's just like crestfallen and he says,
Oh, no. I've missed breakfast.
No, you haven't. I've saved some for you. And she offers you a plate of pancakes.
and he hands you a pail the size of Nopi, filled with like chilling spring water, pond water from
The brook.
the brook.
So this will be wonderful. I'll set it in the wagon, and she'll start preparing the tea. I think I heard that you said that your hips were hurt a little bit.
This sudden chill disagrees with my old joints.
And he like sits down with the audible pop of like his knees and hips.
Well, I have just the tea for that.
Perhaps I should ride in the wagon. For
Yes,
this
there is space, and Bugaboo is still healthy and strong. I think she'll manage it just fine.
I feel Ollie only has like her lantern and a stick to pack. So grabs her lantern and a stick and runs out of the tent. I'm ready.
Oh, the ball.
The ball was probably in the wagon still.
It's probably already in the wagon, actually. Yeah.
Hey, Ollie, you want to check out something I really enjoy?
Sure.
Here, and I'm gonna stick my face in the grass.
Oh,
Smell it.
that looks fun. And Ollie's going to start rubbing her face in the grass. Otters love to do that.
You gotta smell. You gotta smell it. Like,
Oh,
I am picturing like there are videos of otters like rolling around on their backs and over in the grass in their face and just like all around. It's great. That's what Ollie's doing.
this is like my favorite time of year, Ollie. I like the cold air in the morning, and then the smell of the grass with the dew on it. And it gets in it, like tickles your nose a little bit too when you take a deep breath and a little bit of water.
Are you gonna sneeze? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You just sneeze. Thanks. Nope. I mean, I don't know. I don't like when it gets really cold, but because all I wear is these overalls.
We should get you a jacket like mine.
Like yours? I could be as cool as you.
You're already as cool as you're probably cooler than me. But yeah, it doesn't have to be. You can get one just like mine, I guess. But yeah, sure. Oh, I need your help with something too, Ollie.
Okay. What do you need?
Come here, and I'm gonna kind of run over towards the tent.
And Ollie's gonna run after.
Check, like everybody's out, right?
I don't know.
Did you see Radcliffe?
Radcliffe told me we were leaving, and I just grabbed my stuff and ran out.
Sorrel is sitting in the wagon. Esme's giving him tea.
Okay, because I'm actually kind of afraid what will happen if there's somebody in here when I do this. But just make sure everybody's out, okay? But you wanna pull the lever on the tent?
You're gonna let me pull the lever on the tent, and Ollie's gonna pull the lever on the tent.
Cool. And it just goes ching, 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 shoom, shoom. And there's this tiny little tent. And Nopi picks it up as there's these kind of like mechanical movements as it just kind of shrinks down. Like, all right, I guess we're ready to go. We better hurry up. We don't want Radcliffe mad at us, though.
I'm gonna run over to the wagon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jog over as well.
Since Sorrel's got his breakfast and tea, Esme's made her way to kind of where she sits to take the reins. Just making sure that everyone's all together before she starts moving.
Can you all hear him?
Not at the moment. This is
Still can't hear him.
no. Sorry.
Oh well.
You gotta put like a super tiny mic, like right,
A lapel mic.
like
Mhm.
right there.
Yep.
Or those little tiny mics like on TikTok where the cats bite them.
Where's Radcliffe?
I mean, Radcliffe is like by the wagon.
Are we ready? Is everyone ready to go?
Esme,
Mm-hmm.
was her? Sorry, I was kind of running around a little bit and rolling in the grass again. Is there any tea left?
Yes, there's plenty of tea and
Okay.
and pancakes, strawberries, and fruit salad.
Like as you say that, like there's an audible grumble from Nopi's stomach. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm hungry too.
Help yourself there in the wagon.
And because I can always jump up on top of things, Nopi just full on leaps into the wagon.
Okay, Radcliffe. He's in. We can go.
Great, let's go.
I am.
Esme will go.
Sorrel is
and,
also very impatient.
The bugaboo will start moving. Our ladybug.
Great.
Did we want to fast forward?
I think so. I think that makes sense just as we travel.
Yeah, fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we steadily ascend into the mountain.
I feel like it's like a slow and steady pace as we're going up this path. Yeah. Maybe there's some curves at different points as it kind of goes around and the elevation continues to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like
Before we know it, we see what the peak with this tower in the middle distance. Snow-capped peak.
we didn't define that really.
Yeah.
I don't think there's snow.
It's not that tall of a mountain. In early or late fall, there wouldn't be snow at the peak.
Yeah, maybe it could be snow capped, but like at this time of year it isn't yet.
Right. Yeah.
We're there just before.
Because snow is really there's gonna be snow at a different season, so we probably want to say that.
That's right. So as we're making our way up, we see this what gray brown mountain against cloudless sky of like azure blue. And then as we get closer and closer, we can see these patches of purple dotting the mountainside. And that's the flowers.
Nice. As we're going up, Esme looks at Ollie and says, Ollie, have you ever been up this high before?
Maybe when we were in the hot air balloon, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
What?
Laura got it. From
Not
Airplane.
Mm-hmm. I think Ollie is going to see some of these like gems along the path and like, whoa, look at that. And she's going to jump out of the wagon. I also don't know how we're going to get this wagon up the stairs that are carved into the rocks.
That is true.
Maybe there's an attachment.
I think that trip might be on foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's probably like a place to store animals, and then
You basically have to walk up the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sorrel would ask you make that strong tea again.
Mhm.
So he can
Yeah, and that's the lily warts will give
is that
you
the strong?
the trait of mighty. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also healing. Yes.
He can't keep up with Ali and Nopi, but at least he's not like debilitated in debilitating pain yet.
You look up and see the path and see all the stairs and you're like, oh.
Might want to drink some more tea.
Oh, I think that's a good idea. Do we have any hot water bottles for when we get to the top?
Oh, I have lots.
Actually, wait, is it that you don't want hot water, you want cold water, right? To reduce swelling.
Both. It depends on the kind of swelling.
I know pitchers always want to do that like ice bath after a game.
Mm-hmm.
well, Radcliffe is already going up the stairs.
So Esme looks at Ali and says, I've heard that when it comes to elevation, for people who are not used to it, it's really important to take deep breaths. So if you ever feel like you're getting a little like out of breath, like start just focusing on your breathing. And it'll help.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, because the air gets thinner as we go higher.
Oh,
we're
you
like-
coming?
Yeah. And Ollie's like looking at these gems and it's like, I'm okay, I'm coming, and runs up after.
The gems are like scattered up
Mhm.
the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
like little lights.
We're like a quarter of the way up, and like Sorrel's just like looking up in the distance and looks at his knees, and then I would imagine Esme somewhere near him. And because I can always do this, I ask,
Do you think we'll make it?
Yes. Yes, we will.
Huh.
Breathe. Take deep breaths.
I mean, I can always shield myself from harsh conditions. So I kind of just like pull the hood of the cloak a little tighter over my head and like like fluff out my shoulders and trap like the warm air against me and just kind of keep plodding away.
I mentioned there's other people on these stairs also. And Nope's gonna like stop to talk to somebody else, and I'm picturing they're in these kind of fancy robes. Do we say robes or
We said no white robes. No white robes.
I remember we said no white robes.
We're gonna take a quick break for commercial. We'll be right back, folks.
And we're live. We're back.
We're back. All right, great.
We hope you enjoyed those brief words from our sponsors.
Scott, there was no commercial. There's no sponsors.
I said we were cutting to commercial break.
We're not sponsored. We don't have any sponsors. There's no.
What about Mountain Dew?
There's no manscaping products here. There's no ear pods for us to promote. We don't have any of that stuff, Scott.
Not even a lawnmower? The
What's that?
lawnmower 3000? I don't know. There's that manscaping product called like a lawnmower.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that I see on all the YouTube videos.
All the YouTube videos. Meanwhile, you were about to tell us why people aren't wearing white robes.
Because I'm not making that mistake twice.
Are you sure? You don't want to have some people in white robes?
We
No.
definitely decided last time the robes are not, we don't know what they are, but they're not white.
What if they're navy blue and adorned with gold and silver stars and constellations?
I like that.
Sounds great.
And as we're starting to like get to these switchbacks, there are little resting spots at each, and we see groups of folks from all over Haeth, and we can see like folks like pulling out these robes from their suitcases and their duffel bags and their rucksacks, and some of them are like beautiful silk that just shimmer in the late afternoon air, and some of them are just like simple like sackcloth that's been dyed blue with some kind of indigo flower or something. And so there's just this huge variety, and because it's so inclusive, like no one thinks less of anyone else's garments, and they all like admire the work and artistry. And then we look at our stuff and we're like, we are not prepared.
But moon dance isn't in
what's it called? What month is
Devil
it?
Days.
Definitely not in the desert.
Say it again.
Devil Days.
Yeah.
But those are robes for moon dance. That doesn't happen in the devil days.
No, that happens in the Gatling month.
We've moved through space and time.
Somehow we have.
You look over and Nope's looking at one of these flowers. He's like,
Smack.
Oh, you know, I had the same thought for Ollie too.
And while I'm smacking your hand like with my walking stick, I've wrapped Ollie on the knuckles as well.
I didn't even do kidding.
Do you not know the story of the flower?
How do you guys know the story of the flower?
I've never been here before. Those are cool. I was gonna put some on my jacket so I could look like the rest of them and have the cool. Or I just got this regular navy blue jacket, but theirs are cool.
Hold on. I've got a thing.
Scott has a thing.
Sorrel and I have been here before.
Julie, do the thing.
Oh,
are we doing secrets? We doing secrets over here? Secret conversations?
Ooh,
No.
Secrets don't make friends.
Secrets. Whispers.
I think he's Googling.
yeah.
We're stalling. Well, Scott finds the thing.
This episode of Wanderhome is brought to you by cool, refreshing water.
Mm.
So enjoy that.
Water.
You want to hear my?
That's what's good for you.
You want to hear my throat flapper? You ready?
Oh.
This is how we entertain our audience.
All right.
All right, you got to. Have I sufficiently stalled for you now? I'm doing the best I can over here.
Yeah, this is
Chilly Gatling, a whitish purple robes, climbs a starlight flower.
this haiku generator sometimes sucks.
Ooh, are these night blooming flowers?
Ooh.
They are delicate. If you hurt them, they won't bloom ever again.
I wasn't gonna hurt him. I was just gonna pick one, or
It
7 for my
will
jacket.
die. And that patch will remain bare for the rest of our days.
See, so you're always thinking ahead. You're so smart.
Not smart, just long-lived.
There were other places on the mountain where these flowers would grow in patches, but if you look over there, and Esme points out a place that's like completely bare, there aren't any.
One day, this mountain may be bare of all flowers, but we should protect what is left as best we can.
Okay. I won't pick the flowers. I get it.
That means you too, Ollie.
But I didn't do it.
You were thinking about it.
I guess I was.
As we all know, according to the rules and standards of the Catholic Church, if you thought it, you did it. So you're also guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Ollie's gonna turn around and walk away from the flowers.
So what? Do you guys know what's going on here? Where are all these people going? Where are we going?
Do you see them practicing their dancing?
Wait, what?
They're preparing for the moon dance.
The moon dance?
Yes.
What? Really?
Yes, we have arrived at Pella's wish.
Cool.
How do you know so much?
I don't know where that is.
It's here.
Great. I know exactly where that is.
Right where we're supposed to be.
Right where you're supposed to be. You're definitely not lost.
Can I tell you guys something?
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't know. I don't usually. It's never really come up before, but I was actually born on the moon dance. It's kind of special to me.
Today is your birthday?
That was uncanny.
Is today the moon dance? I don't. But look, I'm gonna look up. Like, imagine it's getting to like dusk or something now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking up, and it's like, today's not the moon dance. The moon's not full yet. I think it's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. Just one more night.
So tomorrow is your birthday.
Well, then we have to have a birthday party.
Yes.
A birthday party during the moon dance.
Yeah.
is
Yes.
extremely special. Very lucky. The
What?
gifts
I
we
gotta
give
find
you
a present.
I
must
need to figure out what food to make.
be very special.
Well, I mean,
Maybe I should bake a cake.
you don't have to go through all the trouble. I'm usually by myself on my birthday. I guess I didn't really think of my birthday. I was just thinking that I was born on this day many years ago.
Well,
And
it's your born day.
Sorrel like scoops you up into a hug and crushes you against him.
Oh, geez.
And he
Oh,
says,
I can't.
This year, you celebrate with us.
Please, you're crushing me a little bit. Right.
Breathing is for the weak. Ha, 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 ha.
Then I'm strong then because I can't breathe very much.
and he like sets you down gently.
Sorrel, make sure he can breathe. It's really important. You know, the air is thinner.
He like smooths out your robes a bit.
He's just like, oh, look at the flowers.
No,
Oh, sorry. No, I wasn't. I thought about it a little bit again, but I wasn't.
Sorrel hands you his book of poems, open to an empty page, and passes you a bit of charcoal
and says, capture them in poem or in drawing, but do not pluck them.
I kind of like close it and hand it back to you, and I'm like, I actually have a different idea.
Maybe dance.
Yeah. Well, you said it, Esme. So do you want to dance with me?
Uh-oh. Is that a question you can always ask?
Yeah, it's one that I can ask is, will you dance a dance with me?
I can't refuse a dance with you, Nobi.
Oh, okay, great. I don't remember. I think I did this one before, with you guys, but this is one to do with the plants, and I just remembered it, and so instead of maybe what Sorrel said is maybe I can just do I could dance with the flowers. And so I have a dance. You dance a dance with the plants beneath the soil to inspire them to grow.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Wait. So remember, it's small magic in this world, right? And as you begin dancing and Esme joins in, the last little bit of sun dips behind the mountain, and the stars start peeking out. And Ollie, only you see this, but you watch as a new starlight flower peeks its head out of the ground and sprouts up in blooms, and this purple petals spread open, and the white stamen like curl out towards the light.
Oh. That's pretty. Wow.
Well, thank you. I'm not that skilled of a dancer, but I'm learning.
You don't have to be. You just gotta mostly just have fun with it sometimes. I mean, I know a few dances, and the moon dance is always one of my favorites because it's when I was born. I think that's why I became a dancer.
Try to be graceful and precise. Graceful and precise.
When the rhythm starts to swing.
You can also just
move.
yeah. What Ollie said. You don't have to be. You could just whatever feels right, Esme.
But if graceful and precise feels right to you.
Graceful and precise feels right to me.
Very on character for Esme.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to do it right.
She does like ballet movements.
Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Nopi was rolling his face in the dirt or in the grass.
And he probably still has dirt and grass matted into his fur.
There's definitely like a grass stain on like the lapel of my jacket, right? Like from doing that earlier. I'm just kind of like rolling around in it. And some dirt on the collar. This was a clean jacket when I put it on. Not the cleanest anymore.
No.
So I imagine we climb further, and it darkens earlier in late fall. So we do the rest of the climb at night, and the maybe a series of firefly lanterns mark the path up into the village that's carved out of the mountain.
I mean, we have these fire bowls. These are
Yeah, there's kind of like braziers almost.
Yeah.
But
Are those
bowls.
Do those go up to the village, or those go from the village up to the observatory tower?
I was picturing when we set it up that they're all along this like stone step pathway all the way up. So there's these different flags. We said that's it's almost like a take one, leave one flag. Like people bring these flags and leave them here as kind of a tribute in some ways. They also use them for dancing, the moon dance. So like if you didn't bring a flag with you, you could just take one. People leave the ones that they've brought over the years. So there's different like kind of some newer, some more weathered flags here, different bright colors, patterns on the flags as well. But there's these like kind of stone rounds. Did we say like a round stone, like fire bowls basically that are then lit. So somebody, as it starts getting dusk, there's a series of people going and lighting these for any travelers coming up still in the evening.
And you can get hoisted up in the bowls?
No, I don't think they're just for like light and fire. It's purely a journey on foot.
I thought there was like a separate path.
There is a
Like-
separate treacherous path that
Oh.
some people choose to take instead of the stairs.
Okay, got it. So then, yeah, we're on the stairs, and we can see people on that switchback path below us as we climb up to the village.
And then I imagine there's like a very steep path that then goes up to the final like ascent to the observatory. When I went to Great Smoky Mountain National Park, there was like you could drive up to like one of the highest points in the park, and it's in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then there's like there's actually I didn't realize all this until now, actually, as I'm talking about. There's like this kind of observatory area. It's like a 360-degree view out on like the highest peak here. And that like last path, it's like asphalt, but it's like, it is pretty steep. I've never seen anything so steep to like walk up. And there's different like benches along the way, so like you could take a rest. And I'm like, like I'm young, we could just get up there, like we don't need to stop at all. And it's like you get so far up and you're like, yeah, we'll take a little break, we'll take a little breather here.
Makes me think of in Tuscany, Montalcino, the drive into the village of Montalcino. You're like driving up at almost like a 45-degree angle, and the road really does switch back. And I just remember going up in this like kind of like 15-year-old Jeep, and just like with like craning my head forward and realizing like how strong gravity is pulling on me. And I'm like, dang, this is we're high up. And you get up there and you look down and you can see like the whole mountain below you, and like kind of like the rolling foothills around. It's striking. You know, I live in the Midwest, for that. Very flat.
Yeah.
Here I am living not too far from some mountains, so.
Are you close to Big Sur?
I can drive there pretty easily. I mean, I live near a mountain called Mount Diablo, so.
The Devil's Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looking forward to going to that tower, looking through the famous telescope. Ollie, I think you'll love it.
A telescope?
Can we see its shadow against the night sky?
Sure. I mean, I imagine there's like preparations going on up there for the moon dance the following night. So you see torchlight moving around. I like the idea that there's like the shadow of it, but then every so often you catch like a torchlight moving, or something glints off of a piece of glass from the telescope. And there's a bright shine if you're looking at it, but it passes very quickly, right? It's somebody just like walk past it with a torch or something. But otherwise there's these long shadows cast all around it as it's kind of backlit by the moon. And the moon looks larger here. I think we decided, like, whether we're closer to the moon because we're higher up, or the time of year it is, like a super moon that's just a little bit closer.
It's giant.
Yeah.
Beautiful, giant golden moon.
Or it's just an optical illusion, or there's some sort of magic to this place.
Mm-hmm.
But the moon looks much larger than you're used to seeing when we're traveling.
So we're going to the village.
It's the night before.
Yeah. So as we get to the village, there's a number of buildings, and all of them are like swallowed in these vines. dark green colors.
Wow. How does anything grow up here? It's so high and cold.
Yeah, they seem to be clinging to the buildings. It's beautiful, though. I love it.
So I imagine there's not too many buildings here. Like a lot of it is kind of carved out of the stone.
But the faces of the buildings probably have the vines going up them or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I imagine that there can maybe be like some outbuilding or like some pieces built off of it, but like almost like if there's residents or shops, like it goes into the rock somewhat as well.
Mhm.
Can there also be two old dudes standing there like this, like carved out of stone?
What kind
Are
of
they
dudes?
yaks?
Yeah, are they yaks? Are they alpacas? Are they?
Are they
No,
mountain
I was
goats?
just imagining the things around Gondor and Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
They could be yaks.
They could be
Two giant hooded yaks.
So you're saying it's
Yakety yak.
Hmm?
yakety yak.
There's two of them, so you're saying it's Yakety and Yak are the name of the two yaks?
I have many regrets for bringing this up.
Mm-hmm.
Many regrets.
You should have all those regrets.
You should never encourage me to come up with bad jokes.
No, I shouldn't.
Perfectly good at doing it on my own.
Should we pause here?
It's a good place to pause.
At the foot of the village the night before the moon dance, so we can find out what kind of preparation we need to do. We should find ourselves or make ourselves some robes or
I like that.
Esme wants to make a flag out of feathers.
Do you have a flag? No flag, no country. Those are the rules that I just made up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Maybe we can jump into like some preparation for the moon dance. Like Ollie, or I'm sorry, not Ollie. I'm not Ollie. I'm Nopi. Nopi, I think I want to embellish my jacket to now be like these robes that he's seen, and he wants to help Ollie get an actual jacket or robe or a cloak.
Just, like, cold.
Ollie must be so cold right now, huh?
I mean, there's a lot of fur. There's a lot of fur. Otters have a lot of fur.
They like penguins, don't they have like oily fur that?
Yeah, and they have more fur per like inch than pretty much any other animal because the water never gets to their skin.
I don't know. I'm pretty furry. No.
No, I don't.
I mean me, Scott, not me, the bison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I got that.
Okay, so
and with that, we're done.
And with that,
we're silence and cue the music.
Let's do our checkouts then. Let me take a look at the list of questions because I don't remember them. All right. We'll kind of stick with some of our standards because for whatever reason, my brain's not working in the creative aspect. So what did you appreciate about your play or someone else's play tonight? And Scott, I think you were first.
So I really liked how everyone was so interested in this, exploring this abrupt transition of time and the season. I thought that, especially Dustin, the way you had Nobi like just reveling in like the chill, that morning frost. Reminded me of being a kid in late summer and waking up early when I had to wear a sweatshirt in the morning. It was nice, nostalgic. Lara, I think you're next.
Tennille's
Nope,
next.
it's me.
Oh,
What did I appreciate? I appreciated Scott's descriptions and Dustin's descriptions. I think it really helps to kind of like paint a picture of like the environment, and I feel like we really got into it during this session. So that was pretty cool, and I appreciated that. Laura?
I appreciated the fact that we just rolled with it today. Like a lot of stuff happening, and just kind of, I think everybody did a great job of rolling with things. And I did love all the descriptions. I think we got some like dialogue and action going in there, but I really liked setting the scene for what's going to be hopefully all of us being together the next few sessions. So yeah. Dustin.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I feel like Scott's done a lot of the descriptions of the places and everything, some of the other places that we've been, and I've really enjoyed in the past what you've done. But I enjoyed getting to like share what I was kind of picturing for some of these places, and what it may look like and feel like a little bit as well too. So that was fun. I enjoyed getting to do that. I'm trying to think of a second question here real quick. I'm thinking about the time jump that we had here, almost kind of like the loss of time and how that maybe threw some of us off. And do you think that I'm going to say your character, do you think that your character was affected by this in any way, and found it concerning to have lost some time here, basically?
I think for Sorrel, like he's in the like end stage of his life, so we do this time jump, and all of a sudden it's winter, and he's sore again from the weather change, and I think it very much makes him feel, I want to say vulnerable. That's not the word I want. Mortal. It just brings his mortality to like the forefront of his mind.
Mm-hmm. I think that if this had been set up before Esme found Leo, I think Esme would have been a lot more worried, nervous, scattered about this. But with her cousin there, I think she just feels a lot more relaxed. Leo's kind of, he's the sturdy one. And there's something about having that person that just kind of helps her to feel a little bit calmer. So I think she was just looking at everyone else and making sure everyone else was okay with the time situation. Yeah, but yeah, she wasn't too concerned about it because I think she was just more focused on so much of the growth that's been going on with her, with like discovering that she can do magic, discovering her cousin's alive and okay, and also I'm a part of a family, and I thought I had no family besides Leo. So yeah, I think that is still digesting, still like more the forefront of mine. Laura?
I think that Ollie is not really phased by it. She's young enough and just like into whatever is next and doesn't even realize how much time has passed other than other people's reactions and being like, oh, wow, that's a long time. That kind of thing. But I think, yeah, she's just absorbing the world and not phased by it. Dustin.
Yeah, I don't think Nope keeps any schedules really. Or as I kind of played out during this, like really plans out that far in advance too much. So yeah, I think for him, it's just like, oh, okay, that's weird. Can't do anything about it. Gotta keep going. So yeah, I think that's just kind of where he's at with it right now.
Before we step out of this circle, I just wanted to say, I think it's really interesting, like to see the comparison between Ollie and Sorrel, you know, just like the young and the old and their concept of time and that perspective and how different that is. And it just, I don't know, it just came to my mind, like how relatable that is and how it seems like people who are young are just like, every day is fine, you know, whatever. And then older people are just like, oh, I gotta like hold on to this time as much as I can because like I don't know how much time I have left, you know. It's really interesting.
I've read some articles about why we might see time go faster as we're older, rather than children who everything takes forever. 15 minutes is so long.
Forever.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
But it's something about like how much time we have previously to reference gives us more urgency when and time goes by quicker because we have more behind us as we get older.
Oh, that makes sense because you have so much more experience of time. You kind of experience the time in a more urgent way. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's interesting to reflect on.
Yeah, I don't know if I was doing it consciously necessarily, but I was trying to play on the little bit of a juxtaposition between Sorrel and Nope. Like in that morning where Sorrel's moving very slow for Sorrel, with like bones aching and stuff, and Nope is just like not paying any attention to it and just doing what Nope usually does and kind of like running ahead and then turning back. And then he runs back to Sorrel and be like, it's not even like, oh, sorry, I ran ahead. It was just like, oh, shoot, I got too far ahead. I'll just go back over to where he is now. That's no big deal. And Sorrel's just kind of like slowly making their way, like slow and steady progress, kind of. And I did kind of like playing with that bit of dichotomy almost, if you will.
That is awesome. Yeah, there's been definitely a theme of like fast and slow, I think, as we've played. And it's been interesting kind of seeing where characters are on that spectrum of pace.
No, it's an interesting theme I didn't pick up on right away that we kind of had going on there. So.
Cool.
All right. Well, with that, let's step out of the magic circle, and we will say our character's name, and then say our player's name, and say goodnight.
Good night. I have been Sorrel.
Good night, Sorrel.
Night, Sorrel.
Good night. I have been Scott.
Night.
Good night, Scott.
Good night used to be Scott.
It used to be Scott. Hello, everyone. I'm Esme.
Good night,
Good
Esme.
night, Esme.
And I'm Tennille. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
Tennille.
night, Tennille.
I've been Ollie tonight,
Night,
Ollie.
Ollie.
Good night.
and I'm Lara.
Good night, Laura.
Night,
Hey,
Laura.
Laura.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Jeez.
Contagious yawning.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
so bad.
sorry.
When someone says the word, I do it.
Yawn.
What, yawn?
Oh, shut up. It's not true. You're just messing with us. Because I said
no,
the
that's
word
what-
yawn, you're yawning. Oh, if I
At,
keep doing
at,
it.
at summer camp, my friend who's like my little sister used to get all of her campers to walk around behind me and say yawn, and I'd be yawning all
Oh my
day.
god.
You would
You
yawn
should
a lot.
never have told me that, Laura.
I shouldn't have told you that. It's not 100%.
Oh.
It's not 100%, but it happens.
Mm. You ever in D&D, do you ever play, have you ever played the adventure of the yawning portal?
I bet this is gonna be a clip that gets taken off.
Oh god. All right. Well, I've been playing Nopi tonight.
Night, Nopey.
Good night, Nopi.
I'm sorry, Laura. I didn't mean to break you there.
It's okay.
And I'm Dustin. Good night, everybody.
Good night, yeah.
Dustin.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Good
Yeah,
night,
thanks for
everyone.
watching
Good night,
and
everyone.
sticking with us as we had to take a quick break. And we will see everyone next week. Make sure to tune in Sunday for Gaze of Our Lives as they debrief their Exodus game.
It's gonna be really good. We did a lot of self-discovery. That reminds me, I need to reflect on that. Yeah.
You know what else you need to do?
What?
Nope.
No.
Good night, everybody.
There.
Good night, everyone.